have the paperwork still that was handed out last time?
I believe, yeah, I've read it. Yes.
Okay. So, anybody who has signed up and would like to speak about the variance that Gavin is asking to have changed, which is to change the height of a sidewall from 10 feet to 17. If you've signed up?
Need to sign it?
Yes. If you wish to speak, yes, sir, you do. And that would be it right there. And anybody in the audience who would like to get their name recorded on the minutes, please give your names to Donna, our clerk.
Mike and Virginia Freeze.
Jamie Floyd.
Thank you.
There's Levi.
He's not
Don't
here.
Did you call for a record of names?
Pardon me?
I didn't hear your last statement.
Thank you, sir. You bet.
Were you calling for the names of people who want to be recognized?
Anybody in the audience who would like to be recognized in the minutes, please let Donna know at this moment.
Okay, thank you.
So I heard phrases, Jerry Allen,
Dick Clark.
Peter Davenport,
Davenport.
Jeffrey Talkington.
thank you, Jeff. Okay, first on the list here is Jamie Floyd. Did you have something you wanted to
Well, I
say?
don't want to say anything. I want to hear how the vote goes for Gavin Wagner.
Well, that's gonna be a few moments. We've got another public hearing above that, so. Okay, second one on the list is Dick Clark.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to say, I have no problem with the building being built at 17 feet. There are two other buildings within sight of my house that are same distance, which I don't know how tall they are, but they're a lot taller than 10 feet. And I don't know how tall yours is.
Yeah, I feel the same way he does. I went through this as a councilman 20
Wow.
years back. Yeah.
So you sure you don't wanna speak?
So I'm
It sounds to me, if we're gonna keep control of this, that you do wanna speak,
No, I'm very in favor of Gavin's building.
okay?
Mine's 5 feet lower and it should be 3 feet taller.
And that's Jamie Floyd speaking.
And just to finish up, I probably got the best view of this new building in the city from my back porch, and it doesn't interfere with any views that I've had, except your building.
Because mine was in the way before.
So, it doesn't change anything, I'm all for it. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Dick. Peter Davenport.
Thank you. I'm not directly affected by the building. There's a hedge between me and the building. And I have no objections to it being built. The one reason I came to the meeting, and I don't know if it's out of order, I noticed there was active building at the site over the past 2 weekends. Did they have a building permit in place?
They do have a building permit. He was asked to not
You don't need this, do you?
con-
My chair's.
move a lot forward until we got through this process here.
I don't understand why they would be building before the waiver had been acted on.
Well, I can't answer that question. Only the mayor, not the sheriff.
But I have no objection to its building.
Thank you, Peter.
All I said is,
Pardon me?
at the point, it was in very unstable condition before they stabilized it with rafters and trusses.
With the bowls up there.
It was just the poles and,
Yeah, don't doubt that. Jeff Talkington.
Okay, where's the podium?
Pardon me?
The podium, the rule was to step up to the podium?
You're more than
In
welcome
my
to,
Bermuda
yes.
shorts. This is not impacting me by line of sight. The gentlemen that are neighbors, I don't know all the neighbors, but I do know that it's in the city limits. And I know that there's been a precedence of buildings exceeding the building codes. And in residential, historically, we could go back 4 or 5 generations. Historically, that neighborhood is residential, and having a ugly monstrosity of a building right across from one of the most amazing gardens I know in town. Kudos to Bunny and Edwin Haugen for that particular neighborhood. I just think that 17 feet is more appropriate outside the city limits and has no bearing in a residential neighborhood. Leaning forward, this is something that the mayor and the council, I would urge to deny the variance. I think I used it in a few minutes.
Thank you, Jeff. So at 7:10, we're gonna close this public hearing unless somebody else would like to speak in favor of it. You would like to?
Yes, but not concerning Mr. Wagner's project.
Okay. We're gonna close the first portion. There's 2 public hearings here. So at 7:09, we're gonna close the public hearing on the Wagner building. Okay? It is 7:09, and we are now going to open a public hearing on a variance requested for the North End Mobile Home Park, who has requested a variance from to add a 4th unit from the 3 that were permitted back in 2005. So, is Jerry Allen, you would like to speak on that issue?
I would, please.
Okay?
I drive for the grain company, so I come in to Harrington many different directions. And when you come in from the south or the east, you see the elevators. The town looks very idyllic. When you come from the west and the north, it does not. My opinion only. The variance, I had a question before a permit is issued. Does it go to the city for,
Go ahead, ask your question.
well, does it go to the city and the city blesses it and then goes on to the variance part?
I can give you all the appropriate information if you'd like to know how that works.
In other words, what I'm saying is if I started a project, all I have to do is come in here for a variance and they give it to me?
No?
Okay.
If you come in here and you request a variance, then you have to post it in the paper.
Yeah.
You, at least for these 2 particular ones, you have to send out letters to the people who are within 300 feet of the property that you're speaking of, to advise them of what's going on, and you have to post it for at least 3 weeks. And then you have to fill out the appropriate paperwork. With the mobile home park, it was based off ordinance 319, excuse me, not 319, 502, which is the building ordinance. And there was a whole host of things that needed to be followed. they had to produce maps and go through a lot of steps there.
But I'll go back to my first question. Until a variance is given, why would you start a project?
Well, a variance is given for what? For this variance right now?
The one previously spoke of, or this one?
The one previously spoke of, that was done in 2005.
Okay.
So that part was done. Now it's actually being picked up and going forth again. And the new variance is brand spanking new. So that has, I won't say it has nothing to do, but it's not the same. The first one, as we went through this, we were trying to determine that there was a mobile home park there.
Read this. This is-
And with a great deal of footwork and sweat and digging through paperwork from 18 years ago, we found out that yes, on 2005, in December 14th, I believe it was, that it was granted. That was the regular meeting on November 9th, 2005, when they were given the okay to go ahead with the park.
2014.
Pardon me?
I mean, 2000, or December 14th,
Well,
2005.
that was one, and then November 9th was another one. So there's a couple of them here. One was to get, December 14th, 2005, and November 9th. One of them was the public hearing in which block 4 and 5 were changed from light industrial to, I don't know if that is R1.
It's
It
R2.
So it took quite a bit of time there to find out with all of the historical documents that yes, it was called a motorhome or a mobile home park back then. And right now, they're filing for a variance to add one more unit to that. It was given 3 in 2005,
Okay. That answered my question thoroughly.
okay?
There's just one more comment. I think this trailer park or mobile home park, I guess it's called, I assume that the two pieces that are sitting there are gonna be the ones installed, this one installed.
I think
Maybe
I would
Mr.
let
Freeze
Mike-
can answer that,
Yes,
It's one of the three now.
one of the three. I'm not for it, unless he's got a real good idea about putting paint on a pig.
On what?
I said putting paint on a pig, those are used rigs.
Well, you look at what's there, and nothing will be less than that. Everything's gonna have new siding, and it's gonna look good.
Okay.
That's a prerequisite of our trailer park.
I see.
That little yellow one that's sitting there now looked like a barn door when we brought it into town. And now it looks,
Now that you're retired, you can apply.
yeah, this was a retirement plan.
Yeah, okay.
We sold our business
I
last
see.
fall, so
Yeah,
we're moving forward.
okay, that's all I have to say.
any of this documentation you'd like, you can come by and I'll give you
I'm just
copies.
curious of the process, but you were very thorough on explaining it. Thank you.
You betcha, thank you. Jeff Talkington, you're up again.
Okay. Congratulations to the mayor-elect. I wanted to say, we're missing somebody. Where's Stephen tonight?
On the phone, right
No.
there.
Okay, hi, wherever the camera is. Just up front, from building a fourth one, I'm just opposed, flat out, right up front. Opposed to allowing a variance for a fourth. Okay, that's bottom line. There's one there now. I think you guys did a great job on that. I've worked with a number of programs. I think back in '05, I would have opposed to the 3. So my opinion of having a mobile home park on that site remains strong. I'm very confident that after being in 30-plus countries in all 50 states, I've not yet once seen a community that benefits from a single or double wide that shouldn't have been moved to the site in the first place. Every year, the people that move these homes, they're deplorable. They have to put axles on them. They depreciate, and the people that live or rent them, their real estate values go downhill. So I don't see how it benefits a community. I have not yet seen one community where it's beneficial to the residents of them or the standard of like landscaping. I think there's nuisance ordinances that come into play there, and many mayors of this city, dating way past my time here, Rudy Wagner, for instance, and the people that came up with ideas of having affordable housing for seniors, that was a brilliant idea, by the way. My dear grandmother lived in one that's still being upkept, and many homes that are manufactured do last well for several generations. But once you get these ones that have been here before the 70s, every year there's new codes for buildings, whether it be super good sense or energy, whatever it is today. These are things we have to know about in a community. We have to lean forward and think about how is this going to be beneficial for our community. So I'm, again, opposed to adding a fourth home at that site specifically.
Thank you, Jeff. Anybody else wish to speak? Okay, we're going to, at 7:18, close this public hearing. And we're going to open the regular city council meeting.
Jessica, hold on just a moment.
You wanna stop
Switch this
this?
over.
Pardon me?
I was gonna stop this
Because it's
stream
not
and
on,
restart it
it's
with the
Sure.
Were you on the council?